Good morning, and how's everybody doing today? Move this chat a little bit so I can see where it is. There we go. So we're gonna be doing some, Railway Empire today because it sounds like fun. What do we want to do? I think we're gonna do like maybe a campaign or scenario here, maybe. Let us look. Great Lakes fun area. Might be a good one. Germany. I don't think I'm in the mood for something like hard, though. We're just gonna go with something that's pretty mellow. Why are these locked? I should have that DLC. I don't know. Anyways, let us play the Midwest. Yeah, see the Midwest sounds good. Private transport is on the rise now. Connection 1850s. Go with that one. Metropolis. The prosperous industrial centers on the East Coast are poorly connected to the inland. Farmers, businessmen, and travelers are limiting the long, arduous, and above all, unsafe roads and ship canals. These transport are the shackles of emergent nations' hunger to grow, but development from England is taking around its first crucial steps. The steam engine, also known as the choo-choo. So, what are we going to do here? AI level, we'll leave it on normal. We're going to do realistic network. I like being able to hit the pause button whenever I can, so that's going to stay that way. And it looks like we start up here in New York. Am I mapping correctly? I think that's New York.
Your search is over. You found what you're looking for, partner.
This is fine. That's fine. That's pretty good. So general's not bad.
You should choose me. You wouldn't want anything to happen
Gangster,
to you, would
this
you?
is a bit of a problem. And this is a problem as well. Both of those things are kind of oof. 5 auctioneers, yeah, I don't really care about that. But the more income for freight's
Let's
nice.
go. Time is money.
Factories are cheaper. You can buy them without auctions, but they're 50% more expensive. That's kind of a middle of the road one.
Plan. I know I had it here somewhere.
This guy is super good just for the maintenance buildings being free and locos cheaper. Upgrading the business is costing more. It's a bit of a problem, but not too bad. This is kind of bad though. 50% slower repairs is kind of
what you do, just
things break
do
down
it with
a lot.
style.
And this chick has this problem with the freight being
I
worse.
pity those poor unsuspecting souls. They won't even realize that we've ripped them off.
Yeah, and this is rough too. Innovations are good.
Isn't my uniform
So,
fabulous?
I think we're just gonna go with
designed it
the
myself.
good old general. We'll just try and stay away from tunnels and bridges as much as possible. We'll say that. What should we call
Are you
it?
a man or a mouse? This is no time to
The
hesitate.
train gang. That's kind of terrible.
Together, we shall conquer them all.
It's called the Southeastern Rail because, he's kind of a southern gentleman, so I'm guessing he's from the southeast and we're just kind of moving up to the northeast to make track. Make things go, right? All right, so...
The railroad is a magnificent invention that
We
will
started in New York.
revolutionize all of our lives. Journeys that used to take days now only take hours. That's why I'm convinced that the railroad can also help to better connect our industrial centers on the East Coast with the settlements inland. Take care of that.
Okay, now you shut up. So we need to get 80,000 people in New York, deliver clothing to New York, and get 20 trains. So that's all going to happen naturally, pretty much. Then we need liquor. Average balance of at least 10 grand with 25 active lines. Quarterly profit of 2 million. Population 180,000 and 250,000 in New York. And buy a competitor's company and deploy 5 express trains. So on that first one, we start with $1 million. What do our competitors look like here? They're probably worth a bit too much that we could get them now. Yeah. We're not going to get 1.6 million in loans. And same with this guy. He's worth 3.6 as far as buying out his shares. So I think what we will do, though, is we'll go ahead and maybe get about 10% of their shares or so to start with here. Just as an investment. It'll be a little bit expensive, but that'll get us in on the ground floor when they're still cheap. All right, so we could take a couple loans if we need it. I don't think we necessarily will just yet. What are we looking at for our trains right now? We're rolling the good old Grasshopper, huh? Things to be said about the Grasshopper. There's things to be said. Basically, it's Garbo. But it's what we have. So we could go up to Albany. I would rather get down to the Baltimore-Washington area, too. Albany is a bit of a bear. Let's see. So if we wanted one with signaling control in Albany, we actually need that. Yeah, because we kind of come through here probably and over to Syracuse that way is going to be the next way we go. I'm almost tempted to just say a terminal station would be better in Albany, except that's too expensive right now. It'd be really expensive right now. Thanks. Let me get that out of my way. Would like to do that and maybe we kind of roll it that way. But we're going to be running almost everything into New York is the idea. So we're at least going to start with the train station with the signaling control in New York, which means you here are just going to go away. Bye-bye. Yep. Thankfully, we get full refund on that, so that's not a big deal. We're just going to start with a regular one in here. We'll worry about warehouses and some other things later. I'd like to come down right along this area here with track to get down into the Baltimore, D.C. area. So if we put this kind of up a little farther north and like that, that'll give me more room to work as far as getting across down there. Thanks for signals and switches. Signals and switches. Stop signal pro conflict switch by yielding first train that reaches the switch right away. Second train waits until the way ahead is free. So they work like normal rail signals. Thanks. And up in Albany, we're just going to do another one with signaling control. Big benefit of the signaling control is it means that you don't have... Can we work this in this way maybe at all? Not very convenient. I mean, we could go across right there and then down. Maybe that's the way to do this. Is come out that way. So Albany is just going to be kind of a through point. Let's give that a try and see. We can demo it later if we need to. These top two are probably not going to be used for anything at all at this point. Little tracks, thanks. And I got that already. It's going to be a rough little incline on there, but so if we were to do just something nice and smooth down here to old New York, I think we'll take those tracks because this other two I'm going to want to use to get the wood in and stuff. I will take it. It's not too terrible. And we need supply towers always are here. And we need a signaling of this now. I'm an American, so we do things like this. But the right way, yeah. There we go. Like that. And we're also going to throw some on this side too. Okay. Gets her all signaled up, ready to rock. And for now... Yep, okay. So say expect variety and goods and stuff. For now, we'll just put a maintenance shed here. Which is going to hurt our bank a bit. But time to get a train. You to you. And we're just going to say that those two are for passengers and mail only. How much are locos? 30 grand, huh? So we got Albany, New York hooked up. Yay, fun. Next up, we'll get the other stuff. So you make beer. What do you make here? Anything good? Oh, we make, what? What do we make? Well, that's good. We actually make lumber and furniture. These are probably going to be good to buy if we can. Not yet, but we may be able to. I'm thinking of buying the industry here in New York is probably a good idea before we go any further. Because as soon as we start it and start delivering stuff to it, it's going to get more expensive. Furniture is not... needed until... Well, let's look at the other town here. We got Albany. Yeah, it's not till 115,000. So furniture's not a thing we really need to worry about right now. That's just going to kind of pile up in New York. The lumber, though, Albany will want that relatively soon at 60,000, or some other towns will. And beer, everybody wants the beer. Beer's good. So wood, we need to get out of here and into Albany and into here. So I'm thinking maybe we buy this guy. Okay. And that's just going to sit there until we unpause. But we're not going to want to unpause yet. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we didn't want to do that. Like to get a small train station. Preferably off here somewhere, I think. So we're going to bring in the wood both ways out of here. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Let's... I'm going to do it like that. Let's get rid of this for now. And work on this again now. Alright, yep. This might be too close. We'll have to see here. Good thing about having easy refunding abilities is we can do this. Oh, that's the wrong side. You need to go on that side. And you're going to go there. Perfect. And we're going to want you to go to here as well. All right. More like that. All right. Well, we could fit the whole thing in there. Looks lovely. Let's see how the signaling looks. Signaling looks good. I would like you to stop here. If you're blocked, you to stop right at the end here if you're blocked. This one coming in to stop right here. And if you're going out, you stop right there. Okay. Nobody cares, and nobody cares. So, those should be okay. Because they're going to stop until this is empty if we do it that way. That's the idea. It's a hopeful idea. This signal here is a little problematic. Let's go and get rid of that one. That one's okay. This one I would like here instead, though. The way they stop before they go into the intersection there. Same here and same here. There we go. Way nobody parks right in the middle of the intersection is the idea, I guess. And next train, which one do we not have a number for? This one? Okay. You're going to go from here to here. Allen Logging, you take a minimum of a full load and bring it to New York. Fantastic. By the choo-choo go. Okay. And the same thing. From here to here. Here we want to take more wood out of it. Okay. Yep. And grasshopper go. Okay. Now we have our total train list here. So we only have one between New York and Albany. Probably would like to do another one of those. Yes, but I would like you to stop in Albany first. And you're going to go back and forth. Now we just need to figure out supply towers. I'd rather have one like here maybe. Which you do not want to do at all. Okay, well, fine. So I guess we kind of have to do one on each end here. One there. And one over here. We don't have enough money for that. So, yeah. We've already bid on that, right? Yes, okay. Well, let's get things running for a second here. Come on, buy me my cleared area. Okay. Yay. So now we own this. Which is good. Because we can upgrade it and whatnot too. Where is it anyways? Down here. Okay. We purchased it for $50,000. It's making about $175 a week right now. That will probably go quite up in a bit though. New York to Albany 2 is doing good. We have a professor who we can use research points to sell things here, and screw that because that's not good. Research wise, I think we want to go straight for John Bull. What else we got here for constructions? Passenger increases, passenger waiting, mail prime. Yep. Okay. We're doing nice and in the hole right now, so that's a thing, but we'll get out of it. It's fine. Headhunter I would like to hire. Only because you can force an office personnel to come up. And most of the office personnel are fairly, I want to say, fairly good. And then there's one more thing that I need to set up here while I'm thinking about it. That's pretty loud, honestly. Hold on. Opening things. Give me a second here. Things must be open so we can get a little bit of music going on. And Spotify, why are you acting like you're copyrighted or you have a need for locking down the HDMI, make it flicker because it's supposed to be a thing? Alright, we'll do this. We'll get some ambient music going here. I don't know if this is best or not, but it'll work. Something a little lo-fi. Because for whatever reason... Oh, maybe I just have it too low. Oh, okay. We don't need it that loud. Never mind, we don't need this. I thought the game's music wasn't playing. Well, I'd rather go with the game's music. Okay. Okay, we're having fun. So we're getting a few passengers between New York and Albany. We're getting a bit of logs going, some mail. Yep, we know that things get unloaded and stuff gets done. I would probably like a mixed one between them, but right now they don't have anything to transport back and forth between besides passengers. So, not going to worry about that just yet. Now, corn, I believe both of you guys are going to want that. New York's going to want corn. Albany's going to want corn. So, maybe that'll be our next stop. Vegetables, grain, cows, all that stuff needs to come in here soon enough. Syracuse also does beer off of... What is beer you use? Grain. So we could do beer if we could get some grain here. There's this grain. That's corn. We don't have any grain anywhere, do we? Way over here.
Daddy,
Yeah?
someone rang the doorbell.
Okay. Alright, I will be back in a minute. For some reason, the good old Western ragtime doesn't quite fit with the BRB screen, but whatever. We'll go with it. So, New York to Albany. Yay, ready to go. We're also fairly broke. This point, I'm thinking putting in New York down to Baltimore here. Because they're going to get clothing. What do we have to do? Yeah, we need to make that clothing happen. Which means we also need a cloth factory somewhere. I guess ideally we put it in Baltimore here. It should be one of these. A little bit spendy. But that way we could just strip the raw wool there. It'll make it into... I'm thinking it will make it into both. Not to mention we'll get a bunch more passenger income from coming down this way. So let's go talk to our best friend, the bank. You're going to give us $263,000? Yeah, we'll do it. Matter of fact, let's take both. That'll give us some more money to work with. Oops, we'll set that one in a minute. Because we're going to need a train station with some signaling control through Baltimore here. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it, just like that. As far as tracks go, I think we'll take the center two out of New York here. Bring them in. Maybe. Use the outside two for freight break off. That actually won't work too good. So, modified plan here. That's a bit of a problem there too, but just gonna have to bridge it. So to bring all this into New York, we're probably gonna have it just run on the same lines for now. We may be able to fix it at a later point, but for right now it's fine. Yeah, if it has to go through New York, it just has to. And it's not going to really matter because we're probably not going to run anything up this way out of New York. Maybe we will to Buffalo and Pittsburgh. So we'll take the bottom tracks here. This is why I did this, because this is going to be stupid expensive to do. I really don't want a tunnel. We'll accept a lot of earthworks, though. Yeah, that bridge is going to have to be a little bit different. Go with something like that, I guess. We have a $300,000 track. Yay. There's really no other good way to do that. Like, if I did it here, you're still going to be spending roughly the same as you cut into the earth like nobody's biz there. Probably because there's a tunnel there. If we did it like that. Okay, we're getting a little cheaper there. That one's kind of making it a funky bit of an incline there. Yeah. Doesn't really matter. We do it that way, it's 273. And we end up with a fairly flat track the whole way. Little bit of a grade here coming into New York, but it is what it is. We're gonna call it good. Build it for me, baby. And we're just gonna have to wait a bit till we get enough money to finish that up. I mean, while we're waiting, we can do this. And we'll let it roll out of there. New York is going to be in decline for a bit until we get some money rolling. Because this line's going to be expensive. I mean, our logging business is doing pretty good though, at $15.96 per week, so I think we need to add maybe one more train on there though. But we can do that down to Baltimore here and get wood into here, I think, too. Once it gets to the point where we can double track this. Because we need about another 40,000 to do that. So probably right after this train gets to Baltimore, we'll be good. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. This will be a bit cheaper because we get the parallel track bonus, saving us, you know, a lot on the bridges. There we go. So yeah, that saved us 147,000. I didn't think it was quite that extreme of a savings, but apparently it is. So, yay. So that'll save us enough we can signal it up here, though. And we need a supply tower. We're probably going to be running everything into there. So let's go ahead and move it maybe a bit more base this side. Something like that. And we're going to want another one running just passengers back and forth. I wish there was a quick way to switch to train overview here. Yeah. You have to go there, and then we have to go to manage train. It's really kind of weird. But, I mean, there is an automatically assign people button, but that tends to mess things up anyways because it's bad. It doesn't really take into account their personalities or anything, so that's kind of annoying. But you do what you do. So Baltimore ended up making itself the Weaver. That's kind of nice. Let's see. Let's go to El Catano. Where is the cotton? There's some here, and one way up here. Those need to go to Baltimore. That's a long ways from there. There's one down there too. Either of those is really long ways to Baltimore. This one's probably our best bet. So we could hook that up, run it here, have it take cloth back to here, and then come back. That might be a good way to do it. Thing is, New York's going to need to expand here really quick because it's already having issues getting trains out. If you look here, we've already got trains waiting for clearance and not being able to get in and good stuff like that. So, yeah. Might be a thing we need to do quickly. All right, what else do we need here? Corn, meat, beer, sugar, cloth, milk, veggies. Okay, so vegetables and milk we can grab pretty easy right over here. So we could start on that. We'll just automatically hire people there. Let's work on that, milk. Milk should be pretty easy. Gonna slap it in there. And away you go. And away you go. Not that way, please. Come on. Thank you. And into there. And then on this side, we may have a little bit more of an issue on it, because that's going to be a tough turn to make. I don't see you making it back around that way very easily. Alright, well, when in doubt, destroy everything you just did and rebuild it. So we need to move that back up here a little ways. Way up here somewhere would be better. Right where it just cuts through the mountain looks pretty good, right? Would rather have it down like on this contour line or something and not like jacked up into the air so high, but gonna need a bit of room. So what about this side? Does this side look better? I think that side looks better. Yeah, we'll go with that. Now we can go like this without the bridge. Thankfully, please. Without the bridge. Thank you. Go that way. I want to bring it over here a bit more. Yeah, I know that incline's ridiculous. Nope, that's not gonna work either. Oh, in this case, we're gonna do it this way. Yeah, that's what I call a nice cut through the mountains there. Need more money though. One thing I noticed about this, always need money. The what? Larger station, oh yeah, that's right, okay. And we just got jacked for our interest, but we can do some research, so yay. I'm gonna say we're gonna go mail, maybe. Oh, hold on a second here. Okay, so you guys are offering a lot of money for that. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that though. We can't get any more bonds, so that's no good. I always like trying to take technology for money because technology's good. Let's go for freight profits for right now. We want to get to the John Bull anyway, so we're going to take mail transportation and passenger extras. The Hancock is not as good, anywhere near as good as the John Bull, so there's no reason to really unlock this. We can come down here and grab these if we feel like, or get this, so yeah. Okay. We're on this guy here. You are going to bring the milk to New York. And at Nolan Breeding, we want 8 milk, please. And we need 30 grand to get a grasshopper anyway, so. Our money-making ability is not exactly the best right at this moment. We're a little bit short on everything. Okay. Get the grasshopper going. We have an engineer. Is he already assigned on something, though? Looks like it. Yeah. Okay. So he is going... That is going the right way. We need some signals on there, though, don't we? Why would you stop being stupid with the signaling? Thank you. You can stop there if there's traffic. You stop there if there's traffic. You're going to go through the supply tower, so that's fine. That'll be fine. Gets one more good to New York. How are you doing? Are you waiting for goods? That's fine too. Okay. And then this guy's going to be waiting there for the next one to come out. So we're pulling 100% of this basically already out of here. Current workload is good. I mean, the current amount we're hauling is 26 out of 26. I believe that's what that is. Some of the data I'm not exactly sure about. But I think what we'll do with these two guys here, this one here, let's change this just a little bit. Let's let you run on a 4-train car. And same with you. That way we can get them a little bit more frequent deliveries. That should get some milk in, then we need to get some veggies in too. Baltimore, do you want milk yet? I don't think you do. Oh, you do, okay. Well then, might as well hook that up then. That's the free money, so, you know. And Nolan Breeding, we're going to also set you to 4. There we go. Okay. Need signals. Hang out there and back here. And then we need a... Sadly, we're going to need another supply tower along the line here for this guy, so I guess right there works. And does Baltimore have a maintenance shed at all? I don't think it does. Yeah, which is going to be more money we need to spend. Oh. Okay. Get hired. Go to work. Take 4 minimum and go to there. And good. Take 1 one of them go. Okay. We can do some more research, which is going to be mail transport, I think. Rather than power and reliability at this point. I think we're just going to go mail transport. And then we need another 100. We'll take Leaf Spring. And then this. So that'll be a couple hundred more. For our research goals. So that's going to be a few months down the road at least. All right, and that's enough that we can go to Baltimore here and add a maintenance building, please. Thank you. This is a mediator. Price of next 6 will auction by 25%. The auction itself is probably going to be about that much, so 25% is only going to be about 5,000 at this point. They're not that expensive unless we're going big dog getting industry, so maybe, but not right now. Right now we just need money. Okay, New York to Baltimore. How you guys doing as far as traffic? Okay, so you're coming out not quite full, so that's fine. What we can do to make a really quick little buck here, though, is we're just gonna throw. Are we gonna want to come out the bottom of Washington for anything? Not really. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a little tiny track come out here to Washington. Not like that though. And that's a bit steep too, so let's see if we can. Nine maybe? I think 9's gonna be it. Okay. A little supply tower there. The sole reason for that is that we can add a new train in there. Once we get a bit more money. Get more passenger flow, because the more places you're connected, the more passengers you get. Because that'll add more demand for more passengers coming out of these places, which will basically give us more money. This was produced good by not introduced. I know it's required in Washington, but I don't want to produce cheese yet. Because nobody wants cheese yet. Cheese is not until 70,000. How are we doing in New York here? We've got our wood taken care of. We've got milk. We need to get vegetables, I guess, would be the next one, huh? At least it's accessible because it's right here. This one I might set up this way instead. Give myself a bit more room, maybe. If we were to come like way over here and do it. Nothing else we could pick up with this station anyways, so. Let's see how far away we can get from our line here. Something like that. This one's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, I can already tell. But maybe we can get it. Looks like we can just get it here. With a nice little T intersection like so. Perfect. We're going to have to do a little tiny bit of signaling here. anybody coming in can wait right at the end there if they want to get in there, and right there. Don't need a supply tower at all for that one, thankfully. You just need a new train. From Lopez to New York. And you need one of those, and we need to go to Lopez and say 4 cars. Alright. Go supply me some vegetables. Send the veggies. Somebody will want them. Alright. New train. Same thing. Lopez, you're going to go over to Baltimore now. And in Lopez, we want 4 cars. And save and exit. And a loco, go. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit of money coming in. We'll go with the leaf spring suspension and then up to the John Bull. That's that. Now, grain, we can run up to Albany. This is a rough bit of terrain here. Through by New York. Not good. We honestly kind of need to go through New York to bring it up to Albany. So, unless we can come out, there's really no good way to do that though. Like if you look at the terrain here, you'd have to come all the way around here maybe, or tunnel through here or through there or something, and it would be ugly. Better off just coming down to here. Same with that cotton to Baltimore is going to be just bitter and ugly no matter how you look at it. Yep. So with that being the case, as ugly as that is, I'm gonna do it anyways, it's fine. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Back. Alright, and there goes all my money anyways, so it's fine. Give me some more money. I need all the money. There we go. Another auctioneer that I'm not real. Oh, okay. So you can buy up opponents' businesses that way, huh? So Collins Estate. You're gonna bring that up to here. And you are gonna be, well, automatic's fine. But in Collins Estate, you're going to make sure you take at least 8 of that. In Albany, you're going to take at whatever you want. And then you're going to stop by New York on the way back. And in New York, you're going to make sure that you take nothing. That way you come back empty to pick up more. That should work. Go. Alright. So that'll get beer to New York eventually. And actually, instead of doing, we may just do another freight train into New York here. But see, it's getting to be a problem.
Someone told me that you were coming. Good luck.
John
You
Bulls.
can drive this locomotive straight to the scrapyard.
John Bulls are pretty spendy. To replace all our trains, we're going to need 365,000. So, not quite yet. Before we do that, I would like to do this. Because we've got... Oh, you're just broken down. Maybe we aren't as trafficked through here as we are, I thought. We're at 50-50, I think it looks like. Yeah, so... Might be a little busy coming in here. We'll worry about it in a minute here. So the next things we need to get the corn there now. Station master. And a surveyor. Yes. And yes. Don't care if you're angry at each other or not. I would like both your benefits, so I'm taking you both. Wow. Yeah, we'll take it. Bid, thank you. Technology for money is always a good thing. Just because money you can make more and more of. Research points are really hard to make more and more of, so... Okay, where do we want to go next? We need the fruit down here now, too, don't we? New York, how you doing on supply now? Okay, we're at 55%, which is slowly getting there. We do need sugar and cloth and everything else. Baltimore. You are slowly getting a bit of cotton, it looks like. Not really. Okay. So we do need to bring this cotton down. For that, we may as well bring the corn in too, I guess. Let's start with the corn and a line to Syracuse here. Once we jack this up for a minute and replace all our locos, because that's gonna make more money. What's our cost now? It just keeps going up, baby. What does our bond look like here? 263. Okay. Let's wait on that and refinance our bonds here. We've expanded enough, we should be fine to do this. Once we get you guys, come on. Go. Give me some trains in here. Okay. Let's look at that first. You have 5% reduced maintenance, and you were reducing dispatch time. Tolerant and creative, do those work together better? I think they do. Yeah. They're a non-issue or whatever. Okay. Pay this off. Yep, we'll take the 11,000 in interest. Take a new one that's a lot more. Not that one. Pay off this one. And take a new one that's a lot more. There we go. Now we have 500 grand to work with. Yay. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and replace all these trains. Okay. Now everybody's running the newest tech. Get them guys hired. So Albany to Syracuse should be a thing. We need a signal link control one here, though. Syracuse, we're probably going to run down to Buffalo and that away. Looks like kind of coming through along here is the way to do it. So Syracuse, away you go. There we go. And now we need more money again. How about we don't tunnel through the mountain? Get rid of that one. Like less tunneling would be good. Without too much grade. Yeah, that's about as good as we're going to get that. Which is really expensive still. Look at that earthworks. Oh, there's a bridge in there. Where's the bridge? Why is there a bridge? Why does it say there's a $50,000 bridge? Right there, okay. How about we do that instead? And you can take out those bridges? You can take out those bridges? Okay, that feels better. 70,000 worth of track is not unbearable. It's 80. The T is track construction? Yeah, okay. Now let's get the double line all set up and we'll see how much that's going to cost. Probably about the same. Here we go, it's 70 Gs, so we need to wait for the 70 Gs. And assign everybody. If we look at the markets here, I wonder. And when we bought this, it was like 10,000 a share. Now it's 35. So we've made some pretty good rate of return on that one as well. So yeah, good to know. My company, nobody wants anything of it, so that's fine. Nobody wants anything of either theirs too. Best if we can get it when they're no, Albany grew. Nice. Now, before we go too far, Albany, tell me about yourself. What would you produce good? We already make the beer. Honestly, I should probably see if I can get a clothier here. This thing. For that, we need lots of money. You get 400,000 out of this dude. He seems to be growing faster than hers, so we're going to get rid of her shares. And maybe 1% of that one. 2%. And then we're going to go to Albany here. And you are going to make a weaving factory. Best thing about that is I own that weaving factory now, so I take the profits off of it too, so that's good. Like, we go into Albany. See, I own this one. Okay, now we got that taken care of. Did we get these all connected? Yes, we did. We need... Albany needs a maintenance shed, though, which is 80 grand, which is fantastically not good. Shut up. And Albany just dwindled. That's okay. It was long enough to get the thing in there, so that's fine. We also need a supply tower. We don't have enough money quite for that yet. Is it B? Yeah. Come on. Give me a little money. There we go. We're going to want it kind of closer to Albany there, I think. And let's get it signaled properly here. So which way are you coming out? You are going to be going that way. You're going to go that way. Perfect. Now we just need to wait for enough money to come back in for the rest of that track to be built. I believe it was 70-ish K, so that's a thing. What can we do with research? Reliability, or we can look at maybe some of the company stuff here. Increased number of passengers. What do we want to go to next? The Dunham is a bit better. Philly's the one we want. It was freight, and then you could, or the Dragon. And then we can use the Reindeer as our express train. So that's our goal, is the Dragon or the Philly, and then this Reindeer, I guess. speaking of tasks, when do we have to do these by? Oh crap, we only got a year to do this. We may not make that. Interesting. So, we may have to reconfigure how we were doing this. I don't know if I can do that in a year. Well, I suppose if we did this, and you were just a freight train and a John Bull, right? And then you get to pick up anything. You'll pick up beer. Okay. Train list, please. There we are. Do we have any other ones that are doing just freight? By balance, staff, waiting time, top speed. No, we only got 13 to look for. So you're doing the wood, right? No, Nolan breeding is where? Okay, so you're doing milk. Milk. You're all passengers. You're all passengers. You're all passengers. You're all passengers. Okay. You're doing veggies to New York. Veggies to Baltimore. Collins Estate is where? Oh, you're doing the wheat to... Oh, you're doing the beer, wheat, whatever run. Okay. And then Baltimore to Washington is just passengers. And the last one was... New York, Allen Logging to Albany, and Albany to New York, just hauling freight. Okay. I think we're going to modify you, though. Let's just say that you are whatever. Okay. Reliability, sure. We'll take some more reliability, why not? We need to get more to unlock things anyways, so... Alright, what do we got for personnel? Stokers, a couple stokers, office personnel's all hired. Okay, we'll take them. They're only a couple grand and they add a little bit of benefit.
This technology is mine now.
Yeah, shut up.
Thanks for your work.
Nobody cares. Okay, so now we need to get a new station. Oops.
I wouldn't have expected such a useless station, even from you.
We can put in that line now. In there, and then we need the ones here as well. Okay. Taylor Farm. Take at least 4 out of there. Bring it over there. Yep. Give me a jumble. Okay. We need more money. So if we do fail out of this one, we may end up trying a different character that maybe uses a little bit less money and things. I didn't expect that this... I need so much for bridges, so it was a thing. Now I want to go to my trains here. And I want to look at who's got multiple staff here. Timid. You're timid and you're high spirits, and yeah. Wish I remembered where you could see. Maybe it's in this one here. Where's staffing? Maybe it's in here. You can look at where the yeah, here it is. Tolerant, gets along well with superficial, can't stand crafty. Creative is carefree but avoids stubborn. Okay, so you can kind of go through them there when you go to hire them, but it's kind of a difficult thing there. Okay. No train list off. And we never did Albany and Syracuse, did we? Okay. Albany and Syracuse with passengers and mail only. And jumble. Give me more money. Waiting for money. Always fun. All right. Oop, we forgot some, looks like we forgot some signaling on this one because he was waiting forever for that dude to go through there. Okay. More research can be had. Power, reliability, more passengers by 10%. We could take the Hancock, which we already decided is garbage. We don't need it. I want to say passengers is probably better just for general money problems. Likes discipline but cannot stand carefree. Okay. So if we go to you and we go to trains here, let's pause it while we do this. So we're looking for disciplined. You are. No, that's not what I wanted. Come on, look at my staffing. Where do you look at all your staff, I wonder? I guess you have to go into the train listing here. Okay. So you like discipline but no carefree. Okay. Well, let's go in our trains here and we need to look for disciplined people. You are funny. Okay, we don't have any discipline there. Here? Nope. It is a security guard, so that don't work. Quirky and high spirits, okay. So it doesn't really matter which one we assign it to. You. Auto assign, please. Thank you. Alright, good to know. And we have enough money now. Yes, I know it runs at minimum speed because this incline sucks. There's not much I can do about that. Get better loco. About all you can do there. Now Syracuse could be making beer and we could be getting this corn out of here. So let's work on that now. Actually, before we do that, I want to look at the... This is going to be getting kind of jammed here now. What do these expansion costs? 180? I think New York needs to be the first one we do. But are we backed up enough yet that we need to worry about it? I don't think so. We're just going to go keep working on stuff and eventually we'll get backed up enough that we really do need to do that. Nice starting bid on that one. That sucker's expensive. What about in Albany? You buy this guy? 576. How's this one doing? That one's making good money though. What about our wood industry here? It's made more than we bought it for, so I guess that's good. And New York needs to get some lumber out of here too. Baltimore would probably take the lumber. Will it yet? No, you need 60,000. Baltimore has 49. Oh, we need to get this corn in here anyway, so let's do that. Looks good enough to me. Good enough for the girls I don't go out with anymore. Now back a little bit. Cool. Okay. This guy honestly should have a better station here. I don't know. We do need a supply tower on this end, though. We don't have one over here. Oh, that looks good. Hold on. I will be back in just a minute. Real quick. Anyways. Where were we? We were signaling this, weren't we? Yeah. Okay. One there. Wherever you can get one. Holy moly. Not very far down that line, can you? And one up here. And one back there. And Walker Estate. Need to get some corn out of you. Your first one's gonna be to New York. And we want a John Bull on that. Okay. We're gonna want to run one to Albany as well, probably. Everybody's gonna want the corn.
Express trains are especially fast and popular with affluent travelers. And since there are more and more of them, it is good that you operate so many of these trains.
What did I... Oh. Apparently I did the optional express train one. Nice. I don't know if we're gonna make this or not. We might. Another month for us to get the next innovation. Yeah, we'll take you. Why not? Go for it. And Walker Estate needs probably one more here, I think. Let's set up this rail line first, though. I would like you to take at least 4. There we go. Okay. And then we need another one from you to here. And yep, we'll do that. And at Walker Estate, we would like to take at least 4. And yep, and then put a John Bull on that. Okay. So that takes care of the corn. Hooray. We got corn going to York. To New York here. Now this part here, we're already going to start seeing some problems, I think. You see this guy's blocked already, trying to get through here. We got another corn truck train coming in. That's fine. But yeah, we may start getting problems here soon. New York, how you doing? We need more beer, apparently. Tons of lumber. We could get some fruit. Cloth is looking good, and some sugar. Okay. So there's fruit here. Where do we see sugar? I know I saw sugar somewhere. Down here by Washington? Or up here by Buffalo? Oh. And there's the fruit. Alright, King Preserve. I wonder if we can figure out a way to get this not retardedly down the mountain. It does not look like it. Oof, that's a ridiculously high place. If we went with like a large train station, we could do it like out here, maybe? Like that? Honestly, not the worst idea. I mean, we'd have to use a large train station, which is pretty inefficient just to get some fruit out of here. But we could do it that way. Let's see if we just went with a small one, what it would take to get it down this hill. Honestly, I don't see a good way of doing it. But if we were just to say do this, and then come on down to here. Yeah, that bridge is ridiculous. About there. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Literally $300,000 bridge just to get some apples down the hill. Not my cup of tea, I don't think. So let's say King Preserve is not the way to do this right now. Pardon me. I'm thinking maybe over here we get this one. Not make a giant bridge over the ocean. But we should be able to kind of just come right kind of along the coastline here. Without the 30% incline there, please. Why would you do such things? I would not do such things if I were you. Alright, and that's apparently 144% incline. That's nice. I'd like you to be here somewhere. But maybe with less curve, if we brought you back here and then took you and went here instead. Get rid of that one. Rid of that one. I'm gonna put you here. Get rid of that. I don't know what's wrong with this. Why this won't build. Looks perfectly fine to me. Okay, fine. We're gonna start over again back here. You were just fine with it a second ago. Yeesh. Remember, to get over to Syracuse, we need to be through them mountains, kind of. So this might be just a big waste of time. I'm just going to look and see what we can do with it. Yeah, it's going to be a big waste of time, because that's there. Okay. Nope, try that again. We're going to be better off doing this instead. So maybe kind of along this line here is going to be the best way to go. That looks a bit better. Then we can connect up Buffalo here easy too. If we just take and make this like this. Except we're gonna need to take and do like that and then get rid of that chunk. There we go. Like that. Get this going as soon as possible because we need that sugar in New York, right? Okay, 58,000, go. Give me money. There we go. Build that section. And then you can take whatever you want back from Syracuse, but once you get to Syracuse, don't take anything out of there. There we go. And at White Preserve, I would like you to have a full load as well.
I'm amazed
Beautiful.
by the number of trains you already have in operation. That was really fast.
Oh, we got 20 at the same time. Okay. Cool. All right. So how is New York doing? Are we growing it? 58%. What? Why don't we have more beer? We should have plenty of beer in New York by now. Fruit, vegetables look good. We need clothing. We have some cloth. So, you guys, how much cloth do you have? Not much. You have almost no beer either. I think the thing is, like, we're not hauling enough grain out of here, are we? Because there's only one, I think there's only one train bringing the grain out of here. Who else made beer? It wasn't Baltimore, it wasn't Washington. All right. So let's go ahead and find the train that hauls out of Collins Estate. That one. Next, you're going up to Albany. Where are you? You're right there. Yeah, you're right there, and there's like a ton here anyway, so pulling that up. And after that one gets out, we maybe even do another one here. Yeah, because you're taking... That's fine. Okay. Research-wise, I think we wanted to do... Let's go power here. So we can kind of parallel here. Refrigeration car is great. Food rate is good. Mail car's good. Passenger dining car's really good too. All those are good. Okay, what else do we need to do now here? New York, how are you doing now? So I'll get you your beer. We need to get some meat, and we're working on the sugar and clothing, liquor. I don't think anybody makes liquor. Random breakdowns, random breakdowns, random breakdowns everywhere. Do you have a... Let's get maintenance building there. We got one in Albany already, didn't we? Yes. New York should have one, right? Yep. And does Baltimore have one, I believe, too? Just make sure everybody's got maintenance buildings so we're not running with none of them. Random breakdowns are a pain in this game. They happen too much. I mean, it was not unrealistic. Like, trains back in the 1830s would probably break down every 3 seconds. They were totally new technology that had been fairly untested in a lot of instances. So, okay, buffalo. We can get the beef out of the buffalo. Oh, and Syracuse makes liquor too. What do you need for liquor? Fruit and sugar? Too bad the fruit's way up in the mountains and I don't care to get it out. Cotton. Is there any other fruit? Okay, there's some way over here. Let's go and work in buffalo down the line here. Clear that for a minute. Let's do a train station first here. Need a bit more money for that though. probably look at getting some more competitor stock here too. Like her shares have went up a lot now. That's no good. What about his? 64 grand a share. Woof. They're doing pretty good over here. This other dude doing down. Where is he? Down here. So he's got a pretty extensive flow into Augusta there as well. Interesting. I know I have supply towers everywhere, don't I? Supply towers. Where we got them? We got one there. Oh, we need one here, don't we? Oopsie. Okay. I thought we put one here. I guess not. Okay. One on that route. One on that route. We're gonna need one here. Somewhere between those two. Everywhere else, I'm pretty sure we're okay on them. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. How's that idea of a train station? A wet dream still? I'll take that.
It's probably just another one of your little mistakes, but could it be that you just placed a bid?
No, it's not. If you don't think that technology for money is a good idea, you're just dumb. So, not my fault. Not a warehouse. Train station. Alright, let's go ahead and sneak this guy in like this. Even that out just a little bit so it's not high such a thing the whole way. It's good to me. You come down this way. Into there. Food. Get that done. Start signaling up some stuff here. And same thing here. Like so. We do the same thing here. Okay. And one more set here. And that gets us that all done. We're going to go from Buffalo to Syracuse. Passengers and mail only. Like that. Clone it. Yep. Edit the route. And we're going to start it in Syracuse instead. Okay. Buffalo, do you actually have any meat being made? You do, because there's a cattle farm somewhere nearby. Where is it? Oh, right over here. Okay. So this dumb chick thinks that I'm not going to steal all this out of her. So what we're going to do is just poach the cattle out of here at an extreme rate so she gets none. I'm such a nice guy. I'm only going to take 90% of it. Or 100 if I can. And we need a supply tower on that route and some signaling on that route. Same thing here. All right. Go from there to there. And yeah, but in here, I would like you to take as much of that as you can and grab me a jumbo for it. Okay, what do we got for researcher? Nothing yet, because we want 300 for the Dunham. So I think we'll just wait for that. Personnel, we got 4. We have an auctioneer and an auctioneer. Okay. Which either of them would be not really worth it. Okay. So let's get all these guys hired, though. Alright. And we're going to clone that one again. And then we're going to go Buffalo here. Slow this down for a second. We bring that meat to New York. And back again. There we go. And we're going to clone you as soon as you fill up and get some more out of there. Headhunter is good in that you can get him to get you office personnel even if you don't have them. Where you at here? A little bit spendy, but let's do it anyways. Never do an engineer, stoker, conductor, security guard. You want station master, chief engineer, or accountant, or surveyor. Which one do we not have here? We have a station master and a surveyor. So let's go from, yeah, her. Let's go ahead and take a chief engineer. What they will do is if they can't steal the person, they will find you an empty one. Basically a hireable one. So that's good. I made her build an ugly bridge. Look at this. Look at this loop she's doing. That's crazy. Okay. How is New York doing here? Are we actually growing yet? How are you not growing yet, New York? Jesus. I think what's going on here is we're getting jammed up and not getting enough stuff through. So let's go and expand this thing out.
Let me show you how it's done.
And since he failed, but you still have this guy now is ready to hire. So, not totally bad at all. 180 for that. Come on, give me money. There we go. Now we'll have a bit more room to work around here as far as getting people through here. There's still too much crisscross going on here. This track should actually probably come into here, but whatever, it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. This one also is in the same boat though. Albany here, we got trains waiting to get in and out. We got one on this side, another one coming on this side. Like, this needs to be expanded badly too. Or it needs a bypass. Problem is, where it is, a bypass is not exactly the most feasible thing, so we'll just do that instead. Other options is you could put this into there too. I don't know. I'm not that good at the logisticy part of it right now. Still working on learning all that. What do we got for personnel here? We got 2 trained and a spy. I would like a spy. Yeah, I think we'll take the spy. Get enough money to hire him here. Let's go and spy on him. We'll spy on the Don Lorenzo. Yes, I know that there's a steep incline and you can't go fast through there. This is not really my problem. Just get her done. Alright, so we got 2 more months for those points to accumulate, and New York has finally decided to grow some.
I'm making quick work of your spy.
The John Hancock was received? Is that a... Oh, that's the thing we didn't care about. Thanks. Okay. So now we need to get 100 loads of clothing to New York. Okay. Clothing is going to be in Baltimore, right? Yeah. We need to find some way to get more cotton into here. Here's one here. And there was one down here somewhere, I thought. There's one here, one up here. This chick just ate up Pittsburgh and everything. We need to get rid of her at some point here. John Hancock is slower than the John Bull, worse than the John Bull in every single way. Okay. There's really only one good way up there, and that's through here. But if we wanted to, we could come through here. We'd have to put a gigantic bridge across her Garbo, which sucks, but it is what it is. And we could come in here and grab that cotton. Or we could maybe just go down here like this instead. We'd have to put the station in first, though, I guess. So let's do that first. Makes you put in the station before you build the track, which is a little annoying, but you know. We're just gonna come, yep, pretty much right through the middle of Pittsburgh. Don't care about it. Come around this way, through here, back around through here somehow. There we go. I would like to do that without having that ugly mess going on. So let's kind of curve it around this way, maybe, and we can wrap around like that. Except for that's ugly. Can we come down the hill instead of like floating on it? Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Okay. Yep, nope. I guess we may have to come into this side of Baltimore then. Get rid of that. That's an expensive track just to haul cotton to Baltimore, though. Bridges are super... Oh, that's why, because this one's super long. Okay. What about if we did one here, then? Yeah, I know you don't like that because you think it's super high here, but... What if we just did that instead? We'll just slide these back a bit. Is that such an incline? Oh, because we're coming down like on the slope so far. Maybe? Maybe we went up like that instead. Still pretty expensive. Alright, and we're on the... We'd want another one on this side. Yeah, we could do that. That is a stupid expensive line, but we're gonna have to do it. We need
I
that
sent
cotton.
the spy over to you. Surely you don't mind.
How much was that? 328. Ooh, what I'm hearing is a lot. All right, do it. Put it in. Not right now. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to say it's going to take about another 150 to do this other side, probably at least. $192. Okay. Not sure if this is the best option or not, but it's the option I got. Thank you. Shut up about the inclines. Nobody cares. New York seems to be a little bit less crowded now, so that's good. How you growing? Almost there. All right. Let's get that track put in. Build it. Okay. We need buildings. We need a couple. Well, let's just do the signaling first, just because it's easier when it's all one piece. There we go. And then we can put a supply tower. Probably just coming right out of here. Somewhere like there. Maybe one towards the other end here somewhere. And then I'm honestly probably going to need to put a maintenance building here too. But before we do that, we're going to get these trains going. Yep. And at Wilson Farm, we only take full loads. Yep. Go. Give me that jumbo. I'm thinking we're going to want at least like 3 of these probably. Okay, we can get our Dunhams.
Call that a new locomotive? Does it have cannons as well?
Dunhams are expensive, so we're gonna need like 1 million to replace everything with those. Nice. Yeah,
It's thanks to you that New York has become more than just a little fishing village. You could almost say that the city never sleeps.
Excuse me. Okay. So we'll get 3 trains on that line. That's probably going to be enough to get it going here. That should allow us to take the cloth and clothing over to New York from here. So if we look at our trains that are going here. Your passengers mail, your passengers mail. Okay. Let's grab that spy. 91K? Sure. Why don't you go back to Beatrix in this time instead? Okay. Baltimore to New York. Go. Yep. And we need a Dunham, I guess, probably. A little bit spendy. We'll just grab a John Bull since it's available here. Okay.
Espionage is a sign of low intelligence, and above all, Bad character.
There's railroad enthusiasts. Where was that one? Wonder. Well, whatever it is. We got it. That's the important thing. How's our... We get connection bonus for this guy if we wanted. Where are we about? Okay, there's the first one. There's the second one. Where's the... There's that the third one already. Okay. Oh, you have 10 out of 13, so... Let's just grab another clone of you. Want all the cotton come down here. Would love to get that and that, but I don't think we're going to get it before it goes making a bunch of money because this guy's going to come in and dump off in there. Okay, what other tasks do we have? We got to deliver clothing to New York. We're going to get on that. Then we need liquor. And then we need quarterly profit. And then we just need a ton more people in New York. So, I don't know about that one. Shut up. So Albany, how is this one doing? He's making good money. And it's hauling it out to places, so yeah. And then New York, have you grown yet or what? Not yet. You need more beer, of course. Liquor, and we finally want that cheese too, huh? How is Nolan breeding looking? Okay, Washington may need to fix its station here. Need some signaling control and whatnot going on here. Here we go. Because why the hell not? We're just going to run 4 lines between these two. They'll give it plenty of options on getting out of there. You know, into Washington. We're going to need to, I think, upgrade you two. Which is going to be a little bit of money. There we go. Let's get Baltimore expanded up. And now we can put Nolan breeding here. At Washington, I only want the cheese out of there. Well, I guess I could take whatever else, it doesn't matter. We'll take high priority on the cheese. And we want it to bring it back to New York. That way you'll make a full loop there. New York, we would like nothing out of there, so don't take anything, thank you. Because they'll take like later stuff that would drop off in Washington later, but we don't want that. Okay, so go. And I guess we can start working on using these guys now. That's a spending milk farm. But it's already level 2 by us hauling out of it, so that's fine. We're actually getting quite a bit of cash coming through now. 282,000. Let's see about getting some money out of Beatrix here.
You can't go wrong investing in my company.
We're just gonna keep adding a little bit in there. I'll get cheese in New York. What else can we make in New York here? Need liquor for it though, don't we? Fruit is up here, is the only other fruit, isn't it? Where's fruit at? So yeah, there's that one. That's about it. And this one here. Okay. Nope. What we do need to do is, so we do need to make this come out of here somehow. Who makes the liquor? Syracuse, huh? Yep, we're taking it. Nope. You don't get to outbid me on anything. I take all of the technology, because that's just how I am.
It's probably just another one of your little mistakes, but could it be that you just placed a bid?
And now I'm in 5% in her company at least. Getting into Syracuse from here is a bit of a problem. I suppose we can come down through here. That's really going to be the only way to do it, so let's go for it and see what happens. There's really no help in it. We're going to have to just do it like that. Gee, that's not quite as bad as I thought, so that's good. Yeah, that should work just fine. We're gonna want to have trains. No, not to Walker Estate. From here, 8 cars to there. Venoms.
Thank you for letting me have your staff, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, shut up. Oh, she took one of my good office ones. Turd. The reason why you can turn that off in free play, it's super annoying. It's like the staff people aren't that, like, free. Don't find them that much. So, we have an express there, and then we have the dragon here. Are we going to get that far down this tree? I don't know, but we're going to try. What do we got going on here? Just express line in danger, okay. This one should honestly be a freight line here. But whatever, we'll work with it, what we got for now. Sometime I might work on it, but not right now. Okay, so we need at least 2 more trains and 10,000 balance. Quarterly profit's a thing that we got to work on.
I hope you don't mind if I go into competition with your station.
Where is he coming into competition with our station? Nowhere. like some more
I
shares.
get it. You want to be part
Would
of my
like some more
success.
shares of the company, though. Just so we can get rid of him. Research turbine. Okay. Only got about 50% of them using the railroad, which is kind of harsh, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we could put a station in Pittsburgh now that we actually have a connection over here. Probably not a bad idea. That just leaves a nice little bypass around Pittsburgh for when we don't want to stop in it. There we go. I'm going there. And actually, no. Let's fix that. Don't want those there. Want on these tracks that are the mains. Go. And you. Come on out over here. And actually, do I want you to go out there or do I want you to go down this way? Right down this way. But it's fine. Washington dwindles. Well, that's not my fault. Washington just sucks, so. Pittsburgh to Baltimore. Go ahead and take whatever you want and go.
Not only is the number of trains crucial, but also how they are utilized. You give me no reason to complain in that
okay.
respect.
Have we only delivered 9 loads of clothing to New York? What is going on in Baltimore? Are we, like, stealing it for somewhere else? Too much freight on this line? I don't know. Baltimore to New York. You're just hauling all passengers. What does your line look like? Automatic. Okay, priority on that. Good. Okay, this one I would like you to. Oh, okay, I see. Automatic. Priority set clothing. Okay. And we'll go back one more, which is this one as well. Edit that line. I would like you to take whatever. And we want you to take Baltimore and take the clothing. Thank you. Okay.
I think my station makes yours a
What?
little superfluous in this city.
Is this nonsense? Get your claws out of my Baltimore, bitch. Okay. Look at that tracking. I don't really know what she's doing. I guess she's bringing in from these places or something. I don't know. The wood? Very confused what she's trying to do here. But I really need to get this bought up here. This and this. We're looking at 700,000. Geesh. That's rough. Yeah, we'll take over that. We need somewhere we can take the cattle to, but we'll get there. Pittsburgh or Buffalo, or Pittsburgh or Buffalo, I guess. New York got tools, huh? We can get iron and coal. We might get some good profit there. There is coal here, and there is iron somewhere. I remember seeing it. Wood. Iron down here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be going about this right or not. But anyways, we still need these 100 loads of liquor now. And we still need this 100 loads of clothing,
That
which
broken connecting rod looks nasty.
Which
Should
we
we
may
put a
not have.
Band-Aid on it?
Better maintenance is probably good. Yes. Then we'll start working back through some of these power and reliability and passenger things, I think. Honestly, we're just going to need to keep coming this way, I guess. That's a lot of research to get to that dragon, though. There'd be 300, but that'd only lose, like, one off this. Refrigerator cars, I guess, good, I guess. You do have liquor for export. Now that we're getting the fruit in here, let's go ahead and add a new train from you to you. And in White Preserve, we'd like you to keep as much as possible and use one of them. Go. And then Syracuse, we need a new train from you to you. And in Syracuse, I only want beer and liquor. I don't want any of these, and I want you to wait until you have a full load. Yep. All right, well, your first load is some liquor and beer. Perfect. Okay. Now in Baltimore, we have a little bit of clothing, no cloth. You know what I wonder is, we look at the cloth. Okay, the cloth is not coming out of here, so that's good. Where's the clothing all going to New York, Ray? Are you just that slow? Is that the problem here? I don't know. What is she hauling in here anyways? I don't know. Now, I want to expand this, I think, but before we do that, let's go back in here. See if we can get some more of these guys bought out. How much are we going to look at? 13 million for you total basically right now. And same for you. So you're more in my face, so I think we'll work on you more.
Come on, budge your station over a bit. There's enough space here for the two of us.
Near Charlotte. That's nowhere near me. Okay, I don't care about that right now. Alright, how are we doing on getting things into New York still? We're still only at like 17. That's not too good. Thing is, though, if we go in here and now we buy this guy out, which is going to be a little bit expensive at almost $1 million. But this one has already made us 124,000, so it will pay itself off. It'll just take a bit. And we can make another industry. Oh, Baltimore can take a thing here, which we're going to use this guy. Yeah. More innovation points. And can New York build a building too? New York should be able to too. New York. Yes. University. Thank you. Give me more innovation points. So things make more money, basically. There's 400 grand down the tube. Office. You are better. We will take you. I think we'll wait for bridge car, maybe. I don't know. Let's go with passenger for right now.
I've built up an industry. Take care of the delivery of raw materials.
Oh dear, there seems to be a little problem with one of your locomotives.
I'll take 7% free on mail. That's definitely worth about 37 grand. Especially as much as we haul right now. Probably quite a bit. Alright, Taylors, what are you looking at?
I'm sorry,
Almost $1 million?
did I poach your staff?
What? I swear. So annoying. Actually, let's look at this. And it gives us a couple of million to work with, which means we can buy these Taylors out. Yep. Thank you. Now,
Oh, is this station a bit inconvenient for you?
let's expand that. Expand that. Now we should have, because we have tons of cotton available and we have tons of cloth available. It's just not fast enough. So that should help. What is she talking about? Inconvenient for me, stupid stations and stuff. Whatever. And with the rest of what we just did, we're going to actually take some more of this stuff out of him. Gets me up to 15%. You'd be needing 17 million at this point to buy him out. Not unheard of, but a lot. Market crier. is actually probably a good one. Yes. We'll go comfort. And then passenger trains shall do better for a time. What up? Did I not have one here? Oops. Need one in Buffalo. Probably should put one in Pittsburgh too. There you go. All right.
Finally,
Do
the
we
people
have
of
an
the
analyst
city
there?
are no longer dependent on your slow train, but now also have access to my exquisite trains.
Albany, Syracuse, Baltimore, Washington, huh? How are we doing on... No, not that. We really need to, No, get rid of that. I believe we need to do this here, right? Still? Yeah. Still have trains we need to replace here, so... Good, get in a bidding war. I'm very happy if you do that. What did she buy? She buy my shares? Yes, they did. Wait, was that him that just... Oh, that's her that just took a dump.
So you want a piece of my cake for yourself, huh?
Okay.
Oh, looks like someone is having a bit of a problem with the reliability of their locomotives.
So I'm gonna save scum this a bit because I don't know if this is gonna work or not. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and dump all our shares out of her, right? So we had 1.5 million in shares there. Now we're gonna go and see if we can get maybe a little bit more out of the bank at this one here. Hopefully a little bit more. Yeah, that's quite a bit more actually. Okay. Give me that bond. We're gonna pay off this one and give me another one. Thank you. Okay. And then we're gonna go to our personnel here. And we're going to take this analyst, and we're going to take her prices down. And then we're going to do BA prices down. Okay, so it's 56,000. Doesn't seem to be going down too much more, so I guess it's instant. I don't know.
One of your employees was looking for a new position, so I've offered him a job.
You can't go wrong investing in my company.
Weird. I guess they just immediately go down. I don't know. We'll look at it in a bit here. New York has now grown to 120,000 sheeps, so that's good. We have lots of stuff coming in. We do need that coal and iron, I guess. Maybe we can do now. How are we looking at our tasks here? I don't know if we're even going to make that. That's a lot of clothing and a lot of liquor.
I think it's a good idea to invest in you.
Still not enough for that. So for her and him, I mean, he's still got 15% in him. And I think what I'm gonna do is put that in here.
Don't even dare to attempt to take over, you moron!
She got angry, didn't she? God, she put her damn track in such a stupid spot. Oh, well, that's easy money. Yeah, because we could just ship that to Syracuse. Oops. Yep. Down here we go. Thank you. And we'll go from Roberts to there. Add a Dunham. Okay, close that. Let's go. Is you get, might as well do it. It's free. How's the research looking? Almost at the refrigerator car. Honestly tempted to take one of these instead, though.
You can be extremely
Actually,
satisfied with these quarterly results.
Do this and then here. We'll do the hydraulic crane. Wait. Oh, I did a quarterly profit of 2 million. Nice. So now we just need the population, buy a competitor, and get these loads delivered. I don't know if we can do it with the clothing and stuff though. But what we can do is go to Syracuse here and buy this out. Actually, no, we're not going to yet. Yeah. What? Oh, okay. God dang, John Bulls. Spendy to replace, but we got to do it here. 1.58 million to replace our locos. I'm wondering if it's not better to wait at this point. We look, what's the next mix? Like, we had this one for freight, which is a little bit better. Or the Philly. Reindeer would be your best express. The drag is your best freight, basically. I think I'm gonna go that way, but I don't know. Why do we have liquor stacked up in Syracuse, though? Well, now you're worth 2 million, huh? What are you worth? 800,000? Holy crap.
That broken connecting rod looks nasty. Should we put a Band-Aid on it?
I think it's a good idea to invest in you.
How much are we looking at? 7.4 if we just wanted to buy her out. Or 6. So you can save like $1 million by buying the shares right now if we could. Let's just keep on working on it. We're gonna go get rid of her, and that'll make it a lot easier to do things around where we are. We're getting there with the clothing and stuff. How are our businesses doing that we have there? Okay, so you're running out of cloth, are you? Where's the cotton not coming from? Here? We got cotton coming in. Okay, so what is her price of her shares right now? If we look at you, you were at 122,982. Well, let's put it on slow here. Now, if we do you and say Beatrix's and we do Grisa, we go back to here. Oh, it almost halved her shares, didn't it? Okay, that's cool. And how fast does it recover? Pretty fast, okay. Okay, so analysts are super impressive. Okay. Let's do that. We'll get more applicants, I guess. All right, Baltimore. How goes the clothing industry here? Okay, we got lots of cotton now. You're churning out more cloth. You take 1.6 to 1.6. So expand you, it's going to go to 3.2. If we expand you, you're going to go to 6.4, huh?
Finally, the people of this city are no longer dependent on your slow train, but now also have access to my exquisite trains.
Mostly, I'm just going to get rid of you because I don't like you. Honestly. Doing cloth in Albany here. I'm getting more out of that one. Don't care. Might as well do that. I don't want a promoter. What's it back up to now? Yeah, it's back to 130 or so, so. It's okay, we're at 75% almost, so. No, I would take that one. Let's see if it'll go up again. I don't think it will.
You won the auction?
Yep,
but
I
what
did.
are you gonna do with it now?
Hopefully shut you up. We're 50 and 35, so. Tunnel construction? I don't use tunnels really though, so no. The professor will just give you money for innovation points. Do I want to do that? I mean, it might let me take out what's her face a little quicker. Get those all hired. Kind of just curious to see how long it'll take me to buy her out here. Need our analysts to show up. Where's my analysts? When we need to get this done by 1835 and 38. Okay, so 35, I think we're okay on that. We've still got a year or more. Don't need that. 180 and 250,000, huh? We're at 131. Don't need the breweries in Charleston. Thank you very much. New York, it's getting 58%. So we need to get some cheese, coal, iron, leather, and salt in here. Okay. So leather we can get from you? Yeah. Let's just grab a train here. From Buffalo to New York. And we would like you to prioritize meat and leather. And you're going to take this guy. You're a freight one, right? Yeah. Breweries in Charleston. I don't care about breweries in Charleston. He's actually buying quite a bit of me now. Might as well run some more passengers out of New York, right? Okay. So that gives me research for, let's see, what do we want to do with it? Could do fridge cars are good. I think pure 8% though on freight is going to be better. We could do 20% less maintenance, maybe get into the next tier of locos there, and then we'll be good. Oh, okay, so she just acquired something that was probably not worth that as much as she acquired it for. Actually, at this point, we're going to wait. We're going to actually replace all our trains here real quick. Because we can. No, I want to replace all my John Bulls with that. Yeah. That's expensive. For sure. Let's see, you guys keep going up because they keep depreciating too fast, so... Nope.
New York is now the biggest city on the East Coast and well on the way
okay.
to becoming a global city.
I think we go this way. Reliability by 12%, power by 5%, or maintenance by 20%.
I had
think we're gonna go with
biscuit
that.
today for lunch, and it was fantastic.
Professor, no. Whatever. That's fine. Construction costs less are fine, I guess. Okay. You. Let's go ahead and refinance this. Now we can get 2.3 out. And pay that back. And we can get 2.4 out. That sounds good. Gives us a bit of more money to work with here. And almost enough here to say I would like all of your shares. So we're going to go from 3.7. There we go. 3.8 million there. Addition, 346,000 cash. Okay.
Your business talent is
Now,
reflected not only in
we're
the
just
trade
gonna
of
merge with
goods,
her.
but also in the fact that you were able to
And nope.
successfully take over a competitor.
That's going to give us 10 million for
Niles! Niles!
later.
I'm leaving!
We could actually pick up about 70% of his shares right now, too. Wanted to. See.
Hey, thanks for trusting me, eh?
Well, I trust you far enough to throw you down a hill. Or run a bus over you. Whichever I feel like doing. Okay. How are we on our tasks? So we've got more people in New York, and we just need the liquor and clothing to keep coming through. This one, I don't know if we're going to make it or not. Let's look here. New York. No. Let's see the freight flow into New York of the clothing. All coming from here. All coming from Baltimore. Baltimore. How are you not getting enough clothing? More weaving, please. More tailoring as well.
I think it's a good idea to invest in you.
Sure you do, because my share price is just going through the wall. I don't care about Clay Place near Jackson. And can we... What are we looking? Another 10 million or so, and we could get this guy out of here too. Okay, what kind of personnel do we have here? Professor and a saboteur. Yes, and yes, that's fine. And we're gonna hire all of you guys, that's fine. Okay. Now that we went and took over her company, I wonder if that makes ours really worth more. We're still sitting about 27 million since we just kind of sold off all our crap. That doesn't mean we can't buy out more of him. Just gonna get rid of him because he's annoying. 9 million to get him. I think we're gonna need a bit more. 69 loads now, and 59 loads of liquor.
Your employees make a fuss about every little
You
thing.
go with that guy. And you will do a dynamic one instead. No, 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 no. You. Maybe you. No. Okay, you're the problem here, huh? There we go. Alright, staff, please. Staff, please. Anybody unassigned here? And I know our office staff isn't exactly the most worthy here. Well, Albany's made as much cloth as it possibly can, huh? Give me some more of that. New York, Syracuse needs one as well. I totally forgot about building these. And where else we got? Pittsburgh can do one as well. That's fine. Get these research points of flowing here. Where else we can build one? We put one in Baltimore already? I think we did. Yep. So how much research does that get us so far now? Well, we got 20 more. I mean, it's not bad. That's 50% more per month that we did have. And this is still just slower than dirt on that. We have cloth. We need more tailoring being done. Yeah, we just need to get this tailor upgraded. Even if it is stupid expensive. What was it, $1 million? Yeah. $1 million. There you go. Make me more dresses. And hopefully that'll be enough. And then loads of liquor here is being made up in Syracuse, right? Okay, and it's like a level 3 distiller anyways, so it's churning it out. Nope. I'm not letting you have free tech if I can take it. We'll take the free tech all day, thank you. Alright, cool. Good. Now, if we go back out of here, how much liquor do you have sitting around? Well, you have like a full thing of it, okay. New train. Need more to New York. And in Syracuse, I would like you to prioritize liquor and go with the Jervis. Is the Jervis a good one? I think that's a mixed one, right? Yeah. The Jervis 420 has better speed than that, a little better tractive, a little better acceleration and everything else. A little less reliable, but other than that, it's all around better. Go with the Jervis. Before we upgrade locos, we need to do this one here. Just 300 points, though. That's a lot. Just out of curiosity, can I look at his towns and buy stuff in them? I wonder. Again, Jacksonville. No. You have to put a station in there. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. Corn farm near Pittsburgh. Not for 3.5 million. I don't want it. What are we at? A couple hundred here. No, we're gonna take that, and then we can get some ticket prices on the next one. All right, how's it looking here? 71 out of 100. We're getting there. And then we just need to get more people into New York, which we could do here pretty quick. I might kind of just flipping around on the time here to let's get this jerk. Maybe we can get some more money out of him. He's at 80%. To merge, we'd need 6.1 million, so. I suppose we could hook up this now, though. Let's get a station up here for this guy. New train, you, and you need to go to New York though, don't you? So how are you gonna do that? You're gonna jump through there and back out. Okay, so maybe not yet. Let's go ahead and see if we can do something a little bit like that instead. Oops. Oopsie. Nope. Nope. Okay. Make sure we're actually on the track this time. There we go. And okay, how about you don't do silly things like that. Just go like that. Thank you. And signal it up. Thank you. Okay. And you are going to take the Jervis. And we're going to... In Hobbs Quarry, you need to take 8 cars. Okay, go. Now, if we look at New York, we also have this tool factory here. Oops. How about we say go first before we click on other things? This guy here, we're going to get some coal in. Now we just need some iron. How's the research look here? Anything we want yet? Yes.
Your employees make a fuss about every little thing.
Take a Margaret Cryer. Okay. Iron is like down here. Why don't we take a track out to this out of here maybe? Go out this way. We're gonna come right down here somewhere. That iron is all the way down here, huh? Okay. Looks good to me. Is that the wrong side? Or the right side? Nope, that's the wrong side. Okay, reverse that. Clear that one. You, sir, are going to come all the way down here. There's a mighty bridge we got going on there. Mighty earthworks cut too. Just dragging her through the landscape, but like you don't care. That back a bit. Build it. Signal it. Give me a supply tower here and probably one up here as well. It's probably good. Somewhere right across the river there. Okay. And then we need a new train on it. Go up to New York, and I would like you in Quarry.
This city was missing
Take
an
that.
industry.
Okay. And you are going to be one of these ones that's good freighter. I think the American's better. Okay. Go. We're going to clone you too. And then we're going to go back to this one from Hobbs Quarry, right? Is this one? Yeah. We're going to clone you as well. Okay. And we're going to dig back in here on his share price here and see what we can do. Oh, I should be able to get like 6% here pretty quick. Merger would be 4.5 at this point. No. Inventor would be good though. Let's wait for the inventor to get some money for the inventor here. $187. Okay. There we go. Yep. I'll take the innovation points. Because I want innovation. I want things that are cool, like dragons and pulleys. Probably want that one too, but don't care about a corn farm for 1.3 million. Let's go ahead and look on this side instead here and see what we can do. Yep, we're gonna do that and get even more innovations, and maybe we can even fill out this by the time we're done. We'll see. How are our tasks looking? We only need 2 loads of clothing and 7 loads of liquor, so that looks good. And then we just got to get more people in New York, so I think we're doing okay. And we should get
You have delivered a huge amount of clothing to New York.
fairly
That will
big
please the fashion scene.
influx here once we buy this guy out. We liquidate everything out of him. Yeah, 31% of me, but I have 89% of his company. That's crazy. Just kind of watching the price to see what it does. If it just keeps going up always, or if it'll fluctuate, or what. Yeah, it kind of just keeps going up, doesn't it always? Should be enough that we should refinance these now, though. Oh, don't need any of you. All right, and from that point, we actually have, if we go up in here, setting up warehouses. Maybe I'll look into that later, but right now I'm not going to. We should actually have tools getting made here now, right? But why don't we buy this before we start making the tools? See how he wants to go on it. Oh, he wants to go to 1.1, okay.
Are you looking to play with the big
Apparently
boys?
I won.
So what now?
You have
we need
delivered a large amount of
lumber.
alcohol to New York. City life there seems
All right.
difficult to bear if you look at the demand.
How are you doing for lumber then? I have a feeling that we need to do something like this. And then we're going to take out these 2 sections here. We're going to come out of here. Move this back a little it, I guess. Maybe not. Oh, I know what it is. It's a signal here in the way. Alright. Try this again. That is not anything like I wanted. Not what I want either. You need to be over here or something then. Okay. Clear that plan. You to come down to here. Why is this so hard to figure out? Alright. Better idea. Out of New York up to here. Good. You over to here maybe? I don't get why this is so hard to figure out for it. About from here over to here. Well, you like that, fine. What's wrong with doing it the other way then? Okay. Okay. That should get the lumber off of the area where the off the tracks now where everybody else is going through. So for Allen logging here. Actually, why don't we, while we're here, oh, don't care, expand you up. And then we're going to close that for a sec, and then we got to fix some more tracks here. We need to get rid of that and that. Of course, we're not going to be able to get across, are we, at all? Okay, so maybe that won't work. Okay. Fine. Actually, you know what we could do? Yep. And then all we have to do is we need a station with signaling control. And that'll fix everything, right? I mean, it's a little bit big, but it'll be fine, right? God damn, these things are ridiculously big. There. That lets you go there. You can go there, or you should be able to if you aren't being dumb. Oh my god. Okay. Let's, I guess, rebuild this whole thing, because it's just retarded at this point. Okay. Track construction. Clear my planning. Go here. You're going to come around into there. Why can you not do it right there? Alright, well, we're going to clear this all out again here. Remove that part. See, now it works fine. Okay, that looks good. Now we're just going to come around here with this one. About here somewhere. And away you go. And same thing with you, sir. Come around right to there. Good. Now we should be able to signal this, and it should work out fine. Now Allen logging will have room to figure out what's going on with it. Let's see how it goes here. Oh, market crier. Market criers are good. They increase your stuffs. Promoter. Sure. Would you go to work in New York? Yes. Mediator, not really interested in right now. We'll hire all the train staff we can as well. Now, if we look at... wait, what are you doing? You're breaking down. Okay. Nothing, you're just breaking down. That's fine. Research-wise, nobody wants your clay pits. Okay. Train stuff. We might as well grab the dragon, and the filly would be next, but we're not quite on enough there. God damn, that costs a lot to replace all our locos, wouldn't it? No, nobody cares about your grain farm. Don Lorenzo, tell me what it would take to buy you out. Yes. I mean, it's not like you can game the AI on whether or not it's going to bid or not. You can't snipe it from them. They'll just be like, don't get him instantly as soon as you bid. So the auction system's kind of silly. They're going to pay what they want to pay for it, and then they're just forcing you to pay more, so it's not like a thing. So 3.7 would buy you out, would. Okay. Need a little bit more there to do fillies. Let's go with some other stuff here.
New York is almost bursting at the seams.
Yay!
Our land is flourishing with no small thanks to your efforts. Tracks are running through more.
Okay, Josh. So mine's going to come up an engineer here somewhere because I have this 0.8 for pause mode rating. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, my competitor rating was 1.66. Great. So 5 years, 5 months. Good enough for me. And we did a lot of kicking around at the end that I probably didn't need to do. But I think that's going to be it for me today. I want to thank everybody for watching. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.